All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome finally to Titan Esports Vanquisher League Grand Finals between Dorado Gaming and XG Dragon. I'm Ultravox, and I'm here with Raptor, and we're going to be bringing you all the exciting action that we have here today. We are having some technical delays with the stream. Please bear with us. We're doing our best to get you all of the games up and going. But if there are little hiccups, things happen along the way. But either way, we're going to jump into talking about some of the award winners for this season in Vanquisher League. We're super hyped about that, right, Raptor?
Yes, we are. It's the best time of the year. It's MVP time. So first off, a big congratulations to Kappa Tai of PSE, who is the player voted MVP of the Vanquisher League.
Kappa Tai, congratulations. You are the MVP for Vanquisher League this season. I think you deserved it, man. You did a great job keeping your team together, jungling your heart out. It was always a pleasure to watch you. I thought you had a fantastic season so far. So big congratulations to Kappa Tai. And then for the all-pro teams, we're just going to go ahead and list them off. In top to support Order, PSE's Flamingo, PSE's Kappa Tai, PSE's Presidium, TPS's Glory, and TPS's Storm as the first team voted for the all-pro team.
Yeah, and the second team is in the top lane, it's RDG Flame. In the jungle, TPS is Iconic. Mid, TPS Obongo. Bot, Dogt's Husky Templar, and support XG's Improvised. Two of the people voted for the first second team. We can see two of them today.
That's right, yeah. Unfortunately, despite most of these teams being comprised of PSE and TPS players, it's Dorado Gaming and XG that are stepping up to the grand finals today. But huge congratulations once again to PSE and TPS for their great seasons. They made it super far, and I thought they put up worthy battles versus Dorado and XG, who we'll be playing in just a little bit here. Also, RDG Flame, you're the lone member of your team as well who made it up there. So, congrats to you too, brother. All right,
brother.
And I think we're just waiting out spectator delay for now. We are going to be heading into game 2 as it is under progress. We're going to have to skip over draft as well. So we'll just have to take a look at what the team compositions are and derive with our minds what these players possibly could have drafted here. But yeah, we have that coming up in just a little bit. And then XG took home the first game as well. Since we are going into game 2, we are announcing that XG took game 1.
Yeah, X gonna give it to you in game 1 on Dog T. So that is exciting. Already up 1-0 in the series. So I'll have to see if Dog T can bounce back. This is going to be, I think, quite an exciting matchup. I haven't got to watch too much of these teams. I've been handling it with the other leagues right now. But I am excited to see both these teams. I think, casted a game of both of them. Mm-hmm. So I'm pretty hyped. I'm pretty hyped to see who takes home the prize here.
Yeah, so from my understanding, both of these teams came to the grand finals after incredible reverse sweep series. I was casting the Dorado Gaming series with Sater, and of course, he was very pleased about that. They were long series. It requires incredible mental fortitude for somebody to come back from an 0-2 situation, especially over the course of 5.5 hours. So obviously, both of these teams here, they're bringing a lot to the table when it comes to at least fortitude and willpower.
Yeah, and I think it's also exciting to see that this is the third and fourth seed in the league that made it to the grand final. They took out the first and second seed to get here. So that's very impressive. You know, neither of these teams we expected to see here, let alone both at the same time. So I'll be excited to see. I know I keep saying excited. I'm excited. I love watching me a good best of five. Love watching me some good League of Legends. And like with all these players up there, like this is the Master Cap League. So yeah, I mean this is some pretty good talent we have here. You might see some of these players in the future, like maybe even in ACL or even the LCS.
Yeah, what? How awesome would that be? Got to keep your eyes open. Chris, any update on our timer here? Oh, we have the draft. This is the draft.
Okay.
Okay, so we can go ahead and take a little bit of a look at this. Yeah, no real determination of how this was ordered. We saw a lot of Orianna in the last series, though, where Dorado took on PSE. Orianna was a very highly contested pick, so we've got Orianna versus Azir, who is making his return back to the scene after being disabled for a little bit. Saw this in pro play. There was kind of a void while Azir was gone. These are very standard champions. They're both team fighting. Azir, I give a little bit of an edge to in the early game just because of that new technology with the on-hit effects with his runes. So I think maybe if we can get some gameplay around the Azir there. Also, the teams weren't labeled, but I guess we'll see it right here as we head on to the Rift. Once again, XG Dragon versus Dorado. And look at this. It's a scuffle on the top side just waiting to happen. Are they going to walk into each other?
They are.
We're just face checking that bush. Husky Templar and everybody else, they get to walk out of there. So yeah, it's Kitsume on the Azir. So I'm going to be focused on Kitsume a lot. They've had a lot of fans in the Twitch chat at the very least. People seem to love Kitsume, so maybe everybody else will too. Maybe he's going to put the whole team on his back this game and this series.
Yeah, he could. He absolutely could. I mean, Azir is very powerful right now. But he's just a menace to deal with. He's become a staple in the pro scene. We've seen him become kind of a staple across the league, and I think even in the other leagues as well here at Titan Esports. So excited to see if he can perform on it. Now that's back. I'm also interested, and I want to talk about these team comps because I have like some questions about XG's picks. Like overall, I think they're good, but I do question the Sona. Maybe it's just because I haven't watched much Improvise, so I don't know if they're a Sona main or not, but it just feels like a weird pick, and I feel like there could be better options. Like, I'd have to see what was banned, but like, if you're running Ori with like a hyper carry like Jinx, usually, you want to run something like, you want to run an Enchanter, but I'm thinking more like Soraka or Lulu. I mean, the Karma's been taken there. I just feel like Sona doesn't offer as much.
So here's what I'm thinking is that, Sona got buffed in a big way this last patch. So far, I'm seeing a 1.5% at least increase. So more power going over Sona. Karma's had a ton of priority as well. And I think that Sona has a pretty favorable matchup into Karma in lane. You can heal through a lot of the poke, help your team get prio like we're seeing right now. Prim and Improvise taking early cheater recall. 12 CS up. No buys, I think. Maybe you can afford the longsword with 12 CS. But yeah, no, I think Sona's in a lot better of a spot now. You're kind of a team fighting, walking fountain, keep the entire team up and ready to go, especially with some tanky frontliners like Sion and Amumu that we're seeing come out here.
I guess that's fair too. I mean, I'm always more a fan of like, if you could pick Sona, why not just pick Seraphine? And the Jinx ghosting. Up top lane. Okay. Well, they're doing a lane swap.
This is a strategy. Wow, I think we saw this in some pro play, actually. It was in the LEC and the LPL, sending the Sion down to bot lane just to kind of soak XP. This is a very interesting one. So we use Prim's Ghost to make sure that the Jinx gets up there to the top lane. And you know what? I kind of like this because Renekton is an early game champion that needs to get ahead. If they can't play versus this double lane, Sion's just going to sit there and scale.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's true. Like, Sion will definitely win out the longer the game goes on over Renekton. If Renekton can't get ahead, it's a big issue. If Sion can't, it doesn't matter. He's just going to keep farming minions, get healthier and beefier. So I agree. Let's just hope, we don't get any accusations of people leaking scrims. Don't want another Monte Cristo incident in
Oh.
here.
Whew. Yeah,
Uh,
I did also see that.
Yeah, but I think this is good. And honestly, of the champions you could rotate the bot lane, Sion is probably one of the best options. And he does very well even when he's forced out of lane, as we see him go mid. Oh!
The flash forward, Kitsume claims first blood, falls down to the turret shot. That was like a maximum damage, perfect kill range turret shot. That's crazy, but trading one for one in the mid lane there. Barnes attempting to gank for his mid laner, results in a kill on both sides.
Yeah, and that works out. Gets the Azir the first blood. He's coming back with a blasting on already, some attack speed. This is good. He's going to be in a strong position, but I'm not sure it's quite worth it. Did burn the flash, and the trade back of the gold, I think, does actually kind of nullify the gold you got, like the lead on it. I'd have to double check on kills, like the value. As you stack kills, it increases your gold value. I'd have to double check that, but difference in buys, you see the Orianna running already with the Slurk Shoes, just trying to make it so she can farm a little bit easier, especially with her autos and the passive there. So pretty good to see, already some aggression in this game. It's what we like to see. You don't want these slow 45-minute games that just are a drag into the last 5 minutes. I like to see aggression.
Yeah, I think it's cool too because Orianna can then rotate to plays faster. Since of course we have no shuffle, Ori has to walk. So
Yeah.
get over there, help out Phoenix Flare if they need help. Who is taking the grubs at this moment?
And I like that. I think a lot of people do not prioritize grubs anywhere near as much as they should be. The pushing power on it is actually insane, especially if you start getting up to the point you can summon the little grublings. And getting those first 3 right off the bat makes it super easy, especially, the first dragon is a mountain dragon. I'd say of the dragons, especially for first dragon of the game, that is probably the weakest dragon you could get as a single dragon. So I think it's a worthy trade. Like, there's no reason to really go for it. You can just start stacking dragons for soul later. It doesn't put you in a bad position. And now the push power, this Jinx, if she gets to a turret, is going to start ripping through it. Going to be able to stack the gold, get ahead for it faster, and get to those power spikes that we really want to see her get, where she becomes a team fight menace. So overall, I think that's good. I want to see if Dogty decides to prioritize the next set. I feel like they have to, because if they let 6 grubs go over to XG, it's just going to be awful to deal with.
Yeah, I definitely agree. You have to contest those grubs. You don't want the 6 to go over, but right now we're seeing a swap back. So this is really interesting to me. I'm not sure what exactly the thought process is here, because now Rover is just crazy far behind. Maybe it's just get him to level 6, get him past like the pre-6 hump for Sion, where maybe they're a little bit weaker.
Yeah,
Phoenix Flare here too, though.
I think it was
interesting.
I think it was to prioritize the grubs. It seems like XG's comp really wants those grubs, especially. I'm not sure
so.
If Sion has Demolish, that's going to make that even more effective for him. So I think swapping up there and going, hey, we don't want this first dragon. Grubs are more important. Sion can also, this also helps Sion get past that weak spot, like you said, the pre-6 where he's really struggling to connect in. That kind of, I think, works. Yeah, it's going to set Sion behind, but again, grub priority is there. So I think it works out in the end. And like we said, Sion doesn't really, it doesn't matter if he's behind. He will eventually just catch up. He scales infinitely, so it's not a big deal if he doesn't get it early. Where for Renekton, not having those pre-6 kills is going to be a problem. He's not getting that scaling, that early scaling he's looking for, that lead to get something going. So I think overall, I get the thought process. I think that's where they were going for, and I think it worked out really well.
Yeah. And if you get all these grubs, Sion's the split push menace too. It doesn't matter if he's tank; he still gets there, still pushes those lanes. So yeah, I think it's interesting. It's unorthodox from XG. I really like the thought process going into this. I really like that they're kind of shaking it up from the usual strats. So very cool to see the adaptation here today. And then when we say snowballing characters that need to get ahead too, I also look at Barnes on this Hecarim. Depending on what build he goes, could be Sunder Sky. Some Hecarims choose to build more damage, could be the Eclipse, but either way, not super tanky at the end of the day, and does need to start snowballing in order to get ahead. Otherwise, I feel like they're just going to get run over by this Amumu and Orianna ult combo, help these Jinx resets come in. I look at the Dorado gaming team, and I do not see the best set of 5 team fighters versus what XG has.
Yeah, especially with the top laner behind, and even for Hecarim, you know, Hecarim really wants to get those early kills to snowball. I find that if a Hecarim is not snowballing, he's often struggling. He's got. Oh, there's
Okay.
Speak of the Devil.
There it is. Yeah, we're going to see right there. The Shockwave tries to pull him back. Barnes takes another turret shot, but ultimately another successful gank into the mid lane using the Onslaught of Shadows to help take down Kartana.
I was trying to say, like, you know, he's got to get that early lead, and right away he thinks the same thing. Barnes picking up a nice kill there on the mid lane. The Orianna really struggling this game to deal with this. There's a lot of gank pressure kind of coming onto the mid lane here. They see this as an opportunity, especially with how strong Azir is, to find a good lead, especially, you know, with the side lanes not really getting the leads they were hoping for. Bot lane is about even with top and coming back up again, so they are prioritizing these next set of grubs already. So yeah, that was the whole reason behind this. They're going for 6 grubs. Hecarim's not even coming. I think this is actually a bad decision by Dog. I think they really need to try to stop these. I think at this point it's too late. Hecarim will not get up here in time. But yeah, they're going to give over all 6 of them, and that's a lot of push power they just aren't going to be able to have an answer for. But bottom lane might have had a kill.
Okay, Rover trying to get out of here. He can flash over the wall, and that's exactly what he does to stay safe. He's going to eat a Caitlyn ult too, and just kind of tickles him. He's pretty tanky already. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, 6 grubs successfully captured, taken down by XG. They'll have this, and they'll be able to get some damage onto this turret as well. So once again, Maharaga is trapped up here versus the might of the double pushing AD carrying support.
Yeah, and they lose, and I feel like Dog lost a lot on that. Yes, they got the flash, but they burned Ignite, they burned Caitlyn. Caitlyn will come out back pretty quick, but Ignite is down. I think Hecarim ghosted there too, so like there is a lot lost in this from them. They didn't really get anything out of it. They might get this turret, but yeah, they're probably gonna lose top turret first.
It's such an interesting game to watch. I mean, both top laners just struggling to clear these waves, but look at how much plating is gone from the XG bot lane turret compared to the Dorado turret on the top side. Oh, we have another play in the mid lane. We're going to catch this one. Kartana stepping away from the Onslaught of Shadows, and Barnes is immediately dissuaded after missing the ultimate. Massive whiff there. That's got to feel bad. And Phoenix Flare is right there to back up Kartana.
Yeah, 2 ults down, don't get much out of it. I guess I was wrong. They are going to get this bottom turret first on the side of Dog. So that's at least some advantage they're getting, but I feel like they're struggling. Despite those 2 kills in the mid lane, they're really not finding much else. They've only gotten 1 neutral objective. They let the grubs go over. The Jinx is going to become a problem at some points very soon. She's been rotating very well, farming very safely. Actually still ahead in CS. And a teleport coming through from Dog.
And gotta watch this TP. Maharaga's on the backside. It's Kitsume here as well. They don't have the Emperor's Divide, but they don't need it. They'll just immediately take down Phoenix Flare. Now they've got their sights set on the Dragon. Rover's pretty far away.
They can still challenge this.
Yeah, Barnes doesn't have a ton of HP. Not a lot of ults left for Dorado either. What can they conjure up here? Can they make it into the pit? 3k health on this Dragon, and Prim stepping up. Looking for some auto attacks.
Here's Sion.
Here's the Sion ultimate. He's going to just slide right on in there. Dragon smote away, though. Maharaga pretty low. He's exhausted out. He's slicing and dicing his way into the back line. Meanwhile, Rover's absorbing as much aggro as possible, but ultimately will fall to the 5-man squad that Dorado Gaming has right here. Husky Templar flashing away from the zap. Forces Prim in improvise to overextend here. And I think that's a double kill right on the menu for the Crocodile. It's a disaster for XG. They step up and get wiped out.
Yeah, it's too early in the game to really be taking these fights. I thought maybe they'd have an opportunity if Sion managed to hit the ult onto somebody. He goes, whips right in between, and his whole back line is just left wide open for the Renekton and Barnes. And they just aren't able to run it down, and then trying to get the chase, trying to pick up something there. They realize, hey, Rover, he's just continuing to get too far ahead. Might as well turn on the immobile Jinx and Sona. And they lose them both. It's 4 kills overall going over to Dog. Actually, make that 5. They did kill Rover too. So they're generating a goal lead here, 5k up right now, 13 minutes in the game. That is a rough position to be in for XG, but yeah, it's still early in the game. They still have their late game power spikes to hit, and they do, again, still have those grubs.
Tana got getting slowed down, getting autoed down by Husky Templar. Whoo-wee. This is not good spot at all for XG. Their gamble to play for grubs didn't quite pay off. They were maybe okay up until that dragon fight. I think the spectator is broken. Gonna pretend like it's just the world stopping time. So I don't know. Can we see the gold difference? We can at least talk about that. Yeah. So
Yeah.
as of right now, despite the swap over, massive gold leads for both Husky Templar and Maharaga. I mean, they've just been doing such a good job. They weathered the early game kind of change up there, and now they're just so far ahead. I think Dorado is fully in the driver's seat at this position in the game.
Yeah, I think so too. They still have to be careful. They have to play it carefully. The Renekton and the Hecarim managed to make up for the leads they weren't able to get earlier, and that's good. But I need to see if they can close this out. Right now, they're doing a good job. I'm expecting they're going to get that mid lane turret pretty handily. I mean, Phoenix Flare is there, but let's be real, Amumu's not going to stop 3 pokey champions like that. And yeah, I think they're setting themselves up into a good position to get later into the game. It's just, can they hold on to it? Can they make sure they don't slip up and give any kills back over? Because if Prim gets a shutdown in a fight and gets excited, like that could end pretty badly. So there's still an opportunity for XG into this. It's just they have to really be careful, and they need to slow the game down because, again, their late game, fantastic. But they got to get to that point first.
Totally agree. This is a spot where, despite any sort of game state, these 5 champions on XG would be weaker than Dorado. So no matter what, the trough is there. There's kind of a light at the end of the tunnel if they can hold on. But yeah, it's not up to them anymore. It's up to Dorado. If they make mistakes, if they are not able to push their lead far enough, I think that's going to be deciding the game. So yeah. So Chris, what's going on, man? Okay, yeah. We're going to go ahead and head over to a break. Sorry about this, guys. We're doing our best to deal with the spectator and the best client in the universe. So don't go anywhere. We'll try to get it back.
Another day, eyes on my display. You say we need a change, and I feel that you mean it. You mean it. But you're so right, we're losing track of time, buying things online, and it's not like we need them. We don't need them. So can we just slow down? The only thing I'll do is lay here next to you. We need to slow down. Embrace the love we found for you and I. Safe and sound. right here in front of us. In front of us. So can we just slow down? The only thing I'll do is lay here next to you. We need to slow down. Embrace the love we found. For you and I are safe and sound. Can we just slow down? And we just waste another day. I will not stay. You say you need a change. Feel that you need it. But you're so right. We're losing track of time. Buying things online. Not like we need them. Safe and sound. Can I be your star tonight? You fill my soul with light the day we met. I don't wanna leave your side, no. Have me by your side when the sun sets. I hope you'll still want me. I hope you'll still need me a million years from now. The seasons are changing, the nights ever fading. It's time we left the ground. Let's leave for an eternity. Sail across the lights beyond the sky. I'll be with you eternally. Got it for your love that keeps me high. Keeps me high. Can I be your star tonight? You fill my soul with light the day we met. I don't wanna leave your side, no. Have me by your side when the sun sets. Let's leave for an eternity. We'll sail across the lights beyond the sky. I'll be with you eternally. I'm an addict for your love, it keeps me high. Keeps me high.
as days passes by, and most long for a place that they never find. I'm afraid I wake up when I die, and it is too late to climb any mountain. Time is of the essence, the blood running through our core. It's best to not feel sorry when it's over. I will be the greatest that you've ever seen before, and I'll stay eternal. Sometimes I feel that my luck's run out. When things don't go to plan, I kinda lose my mind. I hope it's real, this life comes around. Just keep your faith and search for the fountain. Time is of the essence, the blood running through our core. It's best to not feel sorry when it's over. I will be the greatest that you've ever seen before, and I'll stay eternal.
Every time we say goodbye, they all see that it's a lie. 'Cause we always give it one last try. Yeah, you've watched me break 1,000 times. Now I'm all alone, 'cause you never show. You say you will, but then you don't. That's how it goes. Don't wanna know. I'm turning off my mind so I get by. I just wanna be happy, happy tonight. Happier tonight. Happier tonight. Can't be waiting for you in the morning. I'ma leave without giving a warning. I'ma leave without giving a. But every time we say goodbye, we all know that it's a lie. Now I'm all alone, 'cause you never show. You say you will, but then you don't. That's how it goes. Don't wanna know. I'm turning off my mind so I get by. I just wanna be happy, happy tonight.
All right, and we are back. We just saw Cortana go down for the 4th time. Phoenix Flare taking down a ward helplessly as the remainder of Dorado Gaming assaults this mid lane turret. Once again, this is the grand finals of Vanquisher League. XG up 1 game. Dorado now with a sizable lead in game 2. I'm Ultravoxing here with Raptor.
Yeah, we are back. A dinosaur story right now. And this game it's getting a little out of control for XG. Again, still opportunities to come back. They have really good scaling, but it's really going to depend. Can they find a fight? Can they get a pick? Might have an opportunity right here. I'm looking for Husky.
Yeah, I like how aggressive Prim is playing here. They find the root on the Husky Templar, and I think that's going to be the kill going over as well. Phoenix Flare collecting the shutdown. Now they're attacking false. This one goes to Rover. Prim wandering straight to the waiting arms of Barnes, or should I say Hooves, as he just runs them all over. Maharaga getting that kill as well, forcing Rover to ult away, screaming cowards during the retreat. It's a tough one for XG. They finally found some type of lead here, and they immediately get counterpunched.
Yeah, it was close. It was a good chance, but they go really hard in to get that. And they lose their tank, and without him there just having Rover, it's pretty easy just to kind of get... Like, Rover's not really in position to defend them. Makes it easy to run them over, pick off Prim, pick off Improvise, who at this point is basically a glorified minion in terms of health, and it just doesn't end well. But hey, at least they got some kills. Not on who you want them on, but you got some kills.
Yeah, it could be worse, right?
We take those dubs.
Yeah, I mean, still probably not the most heartening if you're XG. You might be a little tilted that this didn't go onto Prim or even Cortana, but Cortana wasn't there, so it's tough. Now look at this. Phoenix Flare just getting invaded. Rover getting pushed out of his turret. Kitsume not able to secure that kill, but in the topside jungle, huge invasion opportunities for Dorado Gaming. Just bullying poor Phoenix Flare and establishing vision.
Yeah, they're just brandishing their will where they want right now on the map to take this mid turret right here. So they cracked basically up through the Raptors and red buff area of the map on blue side for themselves. So that's really nice for them. On the other hand, they also in the top side. Basically, the outer layer of their jungle for XG is going to be very dangerous for a bit. And I'm curious to see what their next decision is. Where's the next play for XG? They've got to try to look for something here. It was a good attempt last time. It not working is unfortunate, but there's still a chance that they can find something here.
Yeah, so they have 6 grubs. I don't think they win a 5v5 team fight anymore.
No.
Dragon spawning in 40 seconds either. I'm thinking maybe you send a few people to the top side, try to get this bounty on this top lane outer turret. Maybe that helps you start getting back into the game. Maybe even rotate down to mid too. I do like that they're going for exactly this. They know they can't contest the Drake, so they're just walking in right here.
Yeah, they're just gonna push and try to force something up here on the top side. The teleport coming through from Maharaga and the ult out of Improvise, so that's going to be down for this fight. The major from the CC.
Oh, Prim walked the wrong way. Prim sandwiched by Barnes, and Husky Templar walking straight onto a trap to this one. Yeah, I don't know about this one. I think we start thinking about Game 3 draft after this kind of fight, where we just get completely bowled over. Maharaga about to take down Rover as well. Just kind of emoting on him here. He knows he can catch up. Look at him, he's laughing. He's laughing.
Red Rover, send Game 3 on over, because I agree. This is feeling almost done at this point. It's over an 8,000 gold lead right now for the side of Dorado Gaming, and and
At 17 minutes.
yeah, 17 minutes, 3 dragons. This is just hard. It's slipped too far away, I think, right now for the side of XG, and they're gonna need like a really big mistake to come out of Dorado to really get back into this.
Yeah, I think that it's really tough for Dorado to lose from this point. As long as their Hecarim ult hits at least like one member that's not Phoenix Flare Rover, I think they just win.
Yeah.
They have it. So kind of just up to them to figure out how they want to approach this, how they're going to try to attack the turrets and split the macro from XG. I think Rover's going to have a tough time clearing waves eventually. Prim and Kartan are able to clear pretty efficiently thanks to rockets and just Oriana's kit, so yeah, maybe they want to try to attack wherever Rover is. That might be the weakest.
Yeah, that really might be. Rover's just so far behind this game. He's 102 to 161. He's stacking minions, but still, with only 2 items, you're not really that beefy. So yeah, it's a rough position to be in. It really, really is a rough position to be in if you're the side of XG here. And
Yeah,
especially
so-
if you're Rover.
So I think that if XG try the same swap strategy in the next game, they have to definitely change something up. Maybe they ban Caitlyn away. I think Caitlyn was instrumental to making sure that Dorado was going even in that kind of exchange there. They must have played it in game 1 too. And I think Dorado was just okay with taking that kind of swap there, but Caitlyn is going to be able to put so much damage into turrets and will end up just doing a huge number on those turret plates if you make that swap. So have to watch out for that one in game 3. Maybe they ban that. Maybe they look for some other things. But yeah, Dorado, they live in this jungle here. It's their home now.
It's their home, and they're living in it It's XGG's home, but Dorado's living in it rent free.
Yeah, they're squatting. You know,
Yeah.
they just rolled up one day. Now it's theirs.
Yeah. It is their home now, sir. You're gonna have to pay a fee, and that fee is gonna be the next person to walk in who's probably gonna get jumped. Right now, that's Phoenix Flare in there, but Rocket, check for Baron. No one there.
Yeah, I think Baron is the next move for Dorado also. They're just so strong with Azir. No problems taking this one down. They can even just set up and force XG to face check into them. But starting it up is definitely the right choice here. Maharaga is just going to explode whoever walks in that bush. It's not anybody. Nobody wants to walk up. It's just free Baron.
Yeah, this is gonna be
Free Baron.
pretty free. After that ult check, they just assumed they're not even gonna try to start it. So they're a little early on that check, a little bit.
Yeah, and so now Baron's gone down. Gold lead at 10k at 20 minutes. Barnes is just sprinting at the bot lane. He's going to get caught up by those chompers. But all that Dorado has to do is push these lanes.
It feels hard. Like there's really not a lot to analyze here other than
100%.
XG messed up the rotation and play this game. Now they're getting rolled. What goes on? What happens next? What is the next play? Like this is just a slow,
Yeah.
suffocating death. It feels like.
It even wasn't that bad until that one dragon fight where they literally got ace. So, I mean, I think the swap didn't go in their favor, but that wasn't even the problem, right? They just mismanaged their team fights. They just got completely clapped and blown up. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you focus on taking more early game power away from Barnes. Maybe you don't want him on this Hecarim.
I feel like
really know.
if I'm XG, I would look for something more early game across either mid or top. I think the problem is like you have Jinx, you have Scion. They're looking to really scale. Ori, outside of the ultimate, really just needs more AP. So it feels like you kind of got a bit of scaling in every lane, and there's nothing to really make an early play off of. Like there's no one that like, oh, if we take an early fight, they'll be able to carry it. I just don't feel like that's there for the side of XG. So maybe you look for something like that. Maybe even get like, you know, a more gank heavy jungler. Like they're going for Tanky and Mumu, but like he's been pretty squishy in these fights, especially running Conqueror. I'd say maybe go something like Sejuani. Like if you're gonna look for early game potential, I don't know, maybe a Zac, maybe Wukong. Can't pick Skarner because he's out right now because of his rework, which I know he's a lower winner in the jungle, but I think he's very strong. Currently, I've been playing him a lot and actually feels pretty nerdy. See, the Phoenix Bear just takes so much damage.
Oh man. Oh, he ults to walk away. Oh man. This is a tough one. This is a very tough one to even to watch here too.
It really is. It's really unfortunate. It's a rough time to be in. You know, this is a rough composition to deal with.
Maharaga just going forward. Taking 0 damage. It's just the Sona hitting him. There's the crescendo. It manages to hit Husky Templar. They get a knockup. There's nothing to follow it up. Dragon Soul is now claimed. It's the Chemtech Soul that goes over to Dorado. All the while, their 4-man force pushing this bot lane turret here. Not even the stacked up might of XG can clear these cannon minions. At the very least, they get this top turret. And Barnes is just waiting for an opportunity to ult in. But yeah, Kartana, I mean, that's all they can really do is try to get some kind of resources.
Yeah, Kartana's really had it rough. That actually might be the better position for play. Look, we're saying mid, that's a little early game, but also can dash a bit more. He just got rolled in those fights. Like those games, it was really unfortunate. Like not really his fault. Like what do you do when a hacker in?
Oh, good shockwave.
Flash from Maharaga. Okay, so there's an angle here. There's a potential angle, but they used a lot of ults, and I think this is gonna be a back from. Yeah, Dorado's just gonna back up. They're playing this safe. They're not trying to give over the lead.
Barnes spent too much time, I think, just hovering around mid. He didn't even get that wave into the turret and baroned up, so I think that was a little bit of a wasted macro opportunity there. Also could have just headed down to the bot lane to try to full send the fight after they took the bot lane turret. That could have been an option as well, but Dorado Gaming not pushing the gas any harder on those plays. They're going to opt to spend their copious amounts of money. 2 items. 2 items on Kaelin so far. We have 2 on Azir. Renekton at 3. We even have a Mikhails to cleanse off the Amumu ultimate if False somehow doesn't manage to get hit by it. So Dorado, they are riding high.
Yeah, I guess if what is there any lesson Dorado can take from this game? Like you can take lessons in your victories and your defeats. I'm trying to think what a good lesson for them is here. Like I feel like there's nothing really for them to take away from this game because it feels more like XG just messed up as opposed to they themselves did.
I think if they prioed Renekton that they probably don't need to, they can instead also choose some type of like scaling side lane top laner, and I think they would also be doing fine there. I think that anything that's going to be able to weather the early game and then like be able to come back and scale up would be good. That's really the main thing. Otherwise, I think Barnes and everybody else played it really well. They were at Dragons early. That's how they managed to build their lead. They just team fighting better. I like this Karma pick as well. I think they have something good going on right now. Top lane is really the only thing that like maybe you can think about it if XG full sends this swap again. But I mean like Maharaga's 5-0. He's not doing bad by any means at all.
Yeah, I will say I feel like Dorado is playing this too slowly. With the lead they have, I mean 11,000 gold at 26 minutes is almost insane. I feel like they could press the issue here and just
there we go.
And win the game.
Yeah, they're going to try to get in on a Katana. Just deal a lot of damage with the Onslaught of Shadows. That's a fast Scion who's going to be charging straight on over. They leave the bot lane inhibitor exposed, though. I think this will simplify also as there just get to be less objectives to take. They can pressure top. Phoenix Flare with a nice ultimate. Curse of the Sad Mummy trying to get in on a Husky Templar who's kiting it out. Now Phoenix Flare is just kind of stuck. Gets rooted out, going to get trapped too. That's all there is. Sad Mummy. Yeah, and Sume is going to slide out of there too. Without Baron, it's a lot slower. I think they should just leave and get Baron at this point.
Yeah, might as well.
Maharaga just walked up behind him. Stuns him up, takes him down. Dumpsters the War Jinx.
He was so casual about it too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a beautiful shuffle right there. Catches 2 members. Kitsume trying to help put the nails in the coffin for XG. We're taking a ton of damage. Nexus turret's on about half HP a piece. A few more autos from Husky Templar will do it. Maharaga Just dealing a ton of damage to Rover, who they do take down. Phoenix Flare trying to get in on some Templar. Not too much left there. Improvise, the last man alive, stands alone. Watching on in horror as Dorado takes down their Nexus and takes home game 2.
I feel like this would have been more exciting without the pause, but it is what it is, and we are now 1-1 in this series. So Dorado, XG tied up in the series 1-1. And like I said, like this felt less like an outplay of Dorado, more of XG just really messed up that early game there. That really just set them way too behind to even make anything happen. So I'm interested to see what happens in game number 3. Like, I think that can really determine it. Like, if Dorado gets something they execute normally and don't mess up on, do they just roll over it? Or, like, is this actually Dorado coming back? You know, the first game was just an error. You know, they made a couple mistakes. We didn't get to see it. But, you know, it's just a one-off issue, and they're actually going to stomp this. Like, I feel like it's hard to take a lot away from this game.
Yeah, totally agree. This was a wash. Hopefully that XG can maintain their strong mental that they showed last week. Let's see what happens when we head over to game 3 in just a little bit. Don't go anywhere.
Was wrong to say I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause in the story of our lives, the best of times through color glass, time rolls on enough to let me move on past, but every little now and then it creeps on back to shade my smile. no one else who loves me like you used to. Some days I'm not myself, there's no one I can turn to. And I know all the feelings that we shared are in the past. And I know your relationships are never meant to last. It might take some time, but I'll be alright. I'm moving on, I'm moving on. I know times are tough, but I've had enough. I'm moving on, I'm moving on. Moving on, moving on. I know times are tough, but I've had enough. I'm moving on, I'm moving on. Some days there's no one else who loves me like you used to. Some days I'm not myself, there's no one I can turn to. And I know all the feelings that we shared are in the past. And I know your relationships are never meant to last. It might take some time, but I'll be alright. I'm moving on, I'm moving on. I know times are tough, but I've had enough. I'm moving on, I'm moving on. I know times are tough, but I've had enough. I'm moving on, I'm moving on.
Talking to myself and I can't focus. Yeah, I'm broken. The door is closing. Wanna be a part of something more than this. I've lost control of it. Oh, seeing the stars reminds me of you. Oh, oh, oh. You left me with scars, but I know that one day you'll see it through. You see it through. You see it through. Eh. You see it through. You see it, see control of it. Oh, seeing the stars reminds me of you. Oh, oh, oh. You left me with scars, but I know that one day you'll see it through. You see it through. You see it through. Ay. You see it through. You see it through. We gonna live forever, forever. The afterlife. We gonna live forever,
A pair of jeans, a shirt or two. We didn't pack as if we weren't going back. It doesn't matter if it's true. I've got a feeling love will give us what we lack. The world is waiting up. The world is waiting half a step beyond our door. Yeah. And if it's not enough, I wanna see the stuff the world has got in store. I wanna take it all in, I'm falling. The cityscape by night, wanna catch in my photos. Where you go, every corner twice as bright. They'll be my treasures forever. When I can't hold you tight, I'll see the Stockholm lights. The Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights. Tomorrow feels a year away, like the seconds, the beginning and the end. But if in time it's yesterday, your picture's gonna bring it home to me again. The world is waiting up. The world is waiting half a step beyond our door. And if it's not enough, I wanna see the stuff the world has got in store. I wanna take it all in, I'm falling. The cityscape by night, wanna catch in my photos. Where you go, every corner twice as bright. They'll be my treasures forever. When I can't hold you tight, I'll see the Stockholm lights. The Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights. I'll see the Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights.
another day. Eyes on my display. You say we need a change, and I feel that you mean it. You mean it. But you're so right, we're losing track of time, buying things online, and it's not like we need them. We don't need them. So can we just slow down? The only thing I'll do is lay here next to you. We need to slow down. Embrace the love we found. For you and I are safe and sound. And we slow down. For you and I are safe and We were on the run, rocking around the clock. Now all we need is right here in front of us. In front of us. So can we just slow down? The only thing I'll do is lay here next to you. We need to slow down. Embrace the love we found. For you and I are safe and sound. Can we just slow down? And we just slow waste another day. Eyes on my display. You say we need a change, and I feel that you mean it. But you're so right, we're losing track of time, buying things online, it's not like we need them. Can I be your star tonight? You fill my soul with light the day we met. I don't wanna leave your side, no. Have me by your side when the sun sets. I hope you'll still want me, I hope you'll still need me a million years from now. The seasons are changing, the nights ever fading. It's time we left the ground. Let's leave for an eternity. Sail across the lights beyond the sky. I'll be with you eternally. Guided for your love that keeps me high. Keeps me high. Can I be your star tonight? You fill my soul with light the day we met. I don't wanna leave your side, no. Have me by your side when the
Let's leave for an eternity. We'll sail across the lights beyond the sky. I'll be with you eternally. I'm an addict for your love, it keeps me high, keeps me high.
as days by. And most long for a place that they never find. I'm afraid I wake up when I die, and it is too late to climb any mountain. Time is of the essence, the blood running through our core. It's best to not feel sorry when it's over. I will be the greatest that you've ever seen before, and I'll stay eternal.
All right, and thank you very much for your patience, everybody. We're back with Game 3's draft. Dorado Gaming and XG Dragon both 1-1 in this here grand finals for the Vanquisher League, and we're going to kick things off with a Blitzcrank ban.
Yeah, okay. Blitzcrank wasn't what I was expecting to see here, but that is okay. You know, it is something that can be pretty dangerous, especially if you're running in a mobile 80 carry, so I'm expecting like a Jinx here. Renekton, Udyr, seeing a couple bans here, and I'm also looking very fuzzy right now. But I think that's a me issue.
You know what? You can be as fuzzy as you want. No judgment from me. The rest of the bans are going to come in. Renekton and Aphelios taken away by XG. Dorado running it out with Udyr and Gragas. So two pretty, standard, just weak side top laners that they're going to take away. Might signal that they want to try a similar strategy, but XG were the ones to kind of kick that one off in the last game. XG finishing off with the Zeri ban. They're showing a lot of respect to Husky Templar, who has been performing incredibly well in these last few series. Still going to get a pick that allows Husky to carry from the ADC role, though, in a big way, and that's going to be Kalista.
Yeah, Kallista's very solid. Good pick there. Strong ability to take objectives. Easy to save the support. So once you hit 6, that it's going to be really hard to really get ganks off in the bottom lane. I like the pick. Not sure how much I like it in Davaris and Renata, but that is what it is. Unfortunately, when you first pick AD carry, I am excited to see the Renata, though. I think Renata Varus is actually a good combination. You can line them up with the Varus ult and then knock them over with the Renata ult. They beat each other silly and they can't escape. So
yeah,
good pick there from them.
Okay, we got Nami and Camille for Dorado. Nami is definitely not as popular with Kalista. Very interesting selection there. I think for sure it'll win out in lane versus Renata. But if XG doesn't pick big committal engage tools that will be disrupted by the wave, I think it'll have a lot of trouble finding value as the game continues. They're going to pick Ornn into this Camille, though. I think Camille typically wins side lane, but that was a lot more prominent with Divine Sunder. This one could go either way now, maybe with the item rework.
Yeah, it could go either way. I'm interested to see where this goes. I think the Ornn will be better because of if Camille doesn't get ahead early, again, I think this is better for playing for the late game from XG, putting Rover on something that scales up. Hopefully this time they don't have to, deal with their lane swap, which would make that very difficult for really getting that going. But let's see, we are on the second phase of picks. The Azir no longer on the board. Dorado does not get to have that again. Kitsume doesn't get to just roll over Prim. And we'll have to see what... Actually, wait, did they switch lanes? Now that I think about it. Prim and Katarna?
Yeah, you know what? They did. At least on the draft. Maybe we'll have to see when it gets into the game, but definitely something that has occurred, at least on this draft setup. So could be really interesting if they opt to swap positions between the players. We've seen AD carry and mid lane players swap before, Perks and Caps, right? So definitely not completely unheard of. Dorado Gaming, Prim is on the... Okay, so we have Prim AD carry. It's just misordered. So.
Okay, I was really confused. I was like, wait a minute. Kitsumi didn't roll Prim. I swear Prim was on the Jinx. Okay, so it is Kitsume who's getting the Oriana this game. Okay, interesting. You do have a really good ball delivery system. You have two between the Camille and Hecarim, but also you can use the Callista to throw someone in too and throw the ball on top. So, very good ball delivery system. It seems like a wombo team fight team, but for the side of XG, we are seeing that they do have a Yone here. So,
Yeah.
interesting. And it actually is Prim in the mid lane.
Yeah. So we just have to get that reordered, and then I think it'll be all clear for the players, or for the viewers, excuse me. I'm sure the players have it plenty clear. Yeah, and so taking a look at this, we have the Hecarim back once again. Kind of have this scaling top laner with a good matchup into Ornn. Big side lane threat from Dorado, so they might want to just focus on playing around the side lane. Meanwhile, Yone, one of those characters that can definitely get out of control, and Varus definitely has the edge in scaling versus Dorado. So I think with these compositions, Dorado still has to get ahead early. They still have to maintain this lead and carry it throughout the mid game if they want to have a solid chance versus what XG is showing.
I'm interested. I really am interested in seeing how this like swap goes. Maybe Katarna feels like really better than the AD carry. I felt like Prim actually did pretty good despite the lane swap not working out. So I am curious to see what led them to do this. Maybe Katarna feels more comfortable on the Varus. Either way, so far it's looking solid. We haven't seen any wacky lane shenanigans yet, so this is already, I think, an improvement.
Yeah. It's pretty interesting so far. I'm wondering behind the exact decision making that went into that. Maybe we can have that answer in the interview. But so far, Callista showing some dominance early on, supported by this Nami. I think XG, their bot lane is just gonna have to hold tight and wait for ganks to come in. Phoenix Flare is pathing down there, and it will be matched by Barnes as well.
I think this game, the onus is on Dorado to make the aggression, like to make the plays in the early game. Like XG could just sit back and scale. They're fine with that. When Ornn hits 15, starts giving everyone items, upgrades, like you win out. Even if everyone's at full build, you win out because your scaling is just better because you have extra gold's worth of items and your champions just work better in a team fight. But that means that Dorado is going to, like, if they really want to make sure that they have this game locked in the bag, we need to see more early game aggression. They started getting it around level 6 last time. I think we'll see more of it this time again. Do have the Hecarim, so you want that security of level 6. You want the engage with Callista and the Nami ult. The tidal wave would be very effective. But I feel like until that point, XG just needs to keep the pace of the game slow. They need to just chill out, just farm, not make any silly plays. With Prim in the mid lane, he needs to be careful that he doesn't end up like Kartana last game and just getting ganked constantly and snowballing Barnes and Kitsume. They might be an angle. He might be doing it this game. I mean, it's already here.
Oh yeah, Prim commits the E there, and now that's the signal for Barnes to just charge right in. Take a big chunk out of Yone. Head on up to that top crab. Gonna try to double crab Phoenix Flare, but speak of the devil, he's heading towards the bot lane right now. I don't think there's much more CC available, but Phoenix Flare, he hits the wind becomes lightning and gets right in on the Husky Templar. Flash from the Callista keeps them safe. Phoenix Flare not able to land any kills there for his team.
So good attempts of it so far. Which, I mean, that's good for Dorado. Well, we said XG, they want to sit back and scale. They can also just try to accelerate the game, I guess, a little bit just to get those power spikes that much quicker and give Dorado that much less time they have to sit around and try to find a lead.
Yeah, this is going to be the dive.
Yeah, they have no mana. This could be a bad opportunity.
Oh, wow. Flash committed from Phoenix Flare. The wind becomes lightning. Does not hit, though. Nice try. At least force Husky Templar away from the remaining creeps that were dying against the turret. But yeah, Phoenix Flare investing a ton of time, and he loses his topside camps for this too, potentially even grubs. I think this is a huge misstep. Even if you're focusing on ganking early on, Hecarim is now so far up on you, able to clear out these grubs, able to get the Camille ahead in the side lane. I mean, I think this is brutal, and Barnes is in a fantastic spot now.
Yeah, it was looked fine, but staying around that long, you know, the handshake missing from improvise, just forced. They're still aggressive, trying to get that play going. It felt a little forced. Feels like XG already feeling the pressure after that pretty dominant stomp they faced in the previous game. They just got to keep cool heads here. You know, they need to just chill out, not try to force things. Just let it happen. Again, you scale better here, I feel.
Yeah,
It's not if you just if you just give up all the farm and get behind though.
yeah. I mean, it's tough for Phoenix Flare. I get it. He's playing the early game jungler. He wants to make things happen in the early game. But yeah, Barnes didn't even base. Just kept clearing jungle camps, and in a fantastic spot. Grub secured. Really tough for Phoenix Flare to get down there and contest Dragon. Now it's a 20 CS gap for Barnes, and it's just going to continue to be relevant all throughout the game. A full level up on Phoenix Flare right now, or almost a full level up, as Phoenix Flare dings 5, but this is definitely going to be the focal point. As Phoenix Flare heads back down to bot lane. Let's see, get this crab.
Yeah,
I think that he's going to be able to get it. Barnes is too slow. He's taking away his Krugs right now.
Yeah, we have, what's the word? I feel like the reason Phoenix has to focus down here is, again, like Camille obviously not a good target, but I feel like they're just not as confident in their ability to really lock down this Orianna. As the handshake comes in, ooh, good double hit there.
Yeah, I like that. Kartana taking a ton of damage here. Husky Templar, the Nami E doing so much work. Tycolor's blessing. Barnes also encounters Phoenix Flare. He's just gonna wander around, show his face. Kitsume gets the shockwave onto Prim, who tries to get out of there with the Fate sealed. Flash forward from Kitsume, but he's not close enough. It's dead, the onslaught of shadows from downtown. Lets Barnes land that kill, and man, that's a fast freaking horse. He's gonna sprint out of there.
That was honestly a really cool interaction to see, like the outline of Yone's ult coming through, and even though it gets pulled back, still just lightly dashes over to the end of it.
Yeah.
It was a little funny, but unfortunately, while that would have been a sick escape, Barnes coming in, cleaning it up, and the Hecarim starting to get a little bit of gold there, getting a kill, getting first blood. It's not what you want to see if you're XG. You don't want this Hecarim to snowball again. And all of your lanes really struggling right now. I mean, yes, bot lane's up in farm, but they're shoved in really hard. Mid lane, yeah, down 16 CS. Top lane's just down 4, but isn't really able to make anything happen. It is an orange, so yeah, it's not a great position. Again, though, we did say that this is playing for the late game again. XG just really focused on that late game opportunity as a team. But this, I mean, this isn't what you want to see already. 8 minutes in, 2,000 gold up.
Yeah.
Dorado's just in a good spot. Like they're really they lost game 1, but they're really, like, it really feels like it was just a fluke there. They feel like they are really in control of what the games we've seen so far.
100%. Yeah, I think that Dorado, at least they're showing their vast lane prowess. Kitsume up so far versus Prim. You know, the range versus melee matchup contributes largely to that, but sometimes Yone really gets in there and wrecks the Orianna. So I think that it just speaks to Kitsume's prowess.
Yeah.
Rover looking for the solo kill onto Maharaga. Flash, but it's still straight into the path of that train. Flash committed from Rover as well, and that will do it. The Ornn claims the solo kill.
Downloaded the Ram this time, except instead of Ram, this time it was a train.
Oh yeah,
that
Captain
was good.
Flowers is proud somewhere.
Yeah, that was awesome to watch. I haven't actually seen that skin yet in game, so it was kind of cool to watch the train go. But yeah, big play from Rover there, winning the 1v1 against Camille. That's not something you really get to see a lot. It's like, especially early on in the game when there's not really many items up. But that's big. Getting the Ornn up there, he might actually be able to really force Camille on the back foot now. Grub's being taken.
Oh, so beautiful. Fate's Call pulls, falls straight on out of there. It's gonna be a grub for Dragon scenario, but 6 grubs already claimed for Dorado. While this is only potentially the first Drake for XG, Barnes might not even be able to get down there in time to contest a queue, but attacking Rover and Prim in the mid lane. Nice shockwave hits 2. Prim drops pretty low. It's going to be the Camille ultimate onto Rover, trying to lock him down, trying to get that remaining damage. Kartana is now ghosting in. Not quite able to step up and hit anybody though. Husky Templar and Falls trying to join the fight. Barnes now charging in. Kartana's exhausted. Maharaga will be able to get that sweep with the W. Flies in with a hook shot as well onto Rover. One more auto attack will leave him ticking. It's a huge fate seal from Prim, but it just is not enough for XG to try to turn this one around. Kartana could be the next target here. Takes a lot of damage from Kitsume. The hook shot brings Maharaga straight between the turrets. I think Dorado Gaming have pushed as far as they can. They got exactly what they were there for, and now it's time for them to dip.
Obviously, it looked really good for XG for a moment when they turned around. They were on Husky Templar, they were on Pulse, but the hostile takeover just misses. And once that's down, they don't really have much else in the back. Oh, good from Prim right there.
Yeah, Prim able to teleport into the backside and get at least one kill back. So, you know, the consolation prize for XG there. Tough fight. They got the dragon. They got wiped. I feel like we've seen this one before. Maybe a little bit better than last game though.
Yeah, little. Yeah, I don't know. It's already looking in. It's a little difficult position right now. I feel for XG. I almost said Dorado. For XG, Dorado 3,000 gold lead. They're getting that early lead they want. They're winning these fights. Granted, they can take some solace in knowing 2 of those kills went over to Nami. So at least, you know, they've wasted those 2 kills. The fish isn't that scary. But it's still a rough position to be in right now. They like I said, it's about the late game. They really should be trying to slow the pace of this game down. They don't want to force fights like that, and if they do and they mess it up, they really just need to get out of dodge and not try to continue it going. And oh, Barnes looking for something.
I don't think they saw him, no, and it now Falls taking this bad trade. Maybe they did. Here's we're pretty close. We didn't have the vision toggle. Kartana stepping up though. Yeah, they definitely didn't see him. There's the onslaught of shadows straight onto Kartana's face. It's up to Husky Templar and the rest of the buddies to just jump around, throw some spears in him. That nice and easy kill. Textbook lane gank.
Yeah, super easy. No way out of that for Kartana. And he just falls. Now, ooh, Maharaga. Gank attempt. Oh, right on him, but
oh,
double ult.
To follow him under the turret. Prim trying to survive. I don't think he can. That's one more Q from Kitsume that's able to do it. Phoenix Flare and Rover are here though. They're trying to take Maharaga down. They interrupt the hook shot and manage to secure that kill, avenging their fallen mid laner.
I like that they managed to get something back out of that, because that would have been really unfortunate losing just across the map and getting nothing out of it. But good job from Dorado taking advantage. Oh, another fight.
Yeah, they just are attacking Barnes in his own jungle. Beautiful, that's what you need to do. You know, you get this prio, you have the movement from your teammate, team up on the opposing jungler. I mean, Barnes is so squishy too, they just blew him up. XG, yeah, they're starting to find a few different ways back into this game. It's maybe not as bad as it looked before. They're showing signs of life.
Yeah, they are definitely showing signs of life, and I was gonna say, knowing where Barnes was, they might be calling him Barnes and Nobles right now because they read him like a book.
Yeah.
I found a good opportunity, and I gotta make a pun. Producer saying I'm fired. GG.
It's over. Get off the cast. The wooden hook is coming in from stage left to pull you away. But
now you know what Crims gets to deal with every week.
Oh yeah. All right. Anyway, tuning back into this Herald play here. Rover and Phoenix Flare just stayed on the map. Still attacking this top side, trying to get this done. Meanwhile, Barnes moving to this bottom side. Rover teleporting in to defend. Kartana's all alone. That allows Rover to get in there with the teleport, but now Kartana can stay alive. Barnes is just on him with the ghost. Kartana's exhausted. A few more HP points. That's one more Q. That does it for Barnes. Rover's just in the middle of 4 people, and that's a lot of spears in him. He's pretty tanky. He's going to go down nonetheless. TP attempt is not successful.
I don't know about that teleport. I think you just, in that case, you just let the turret fall. Kartana just walks away in the beginning. You don't stay around and fight that. That felt a little unnecessary. I guess maybe they didn't realize that Barnes was there. But yeah, that just cost 2 kills, a turret, more gold over into the side of Dorado Gaming. And yeah, it's starting to look dicey again for XG. It feels like a lot, they're making some pretty desperate calls. Some of them working, but some of them definitely not going quite that well. And Prim might be finding himself dead again.
He's overstepping. He's able to once again trade ultimates at the very least.
He's really good at timing that. I would say that's the third time now he's ulted out of the Oriole, like after it's gone off. I mean, granted, the other 2 times he died, but still impressive.
I think it's not that hard. You know, you can kind of predict when it's coming at the very least. But hey, there's the Ornn ultimate. The train only hits false. Nice bubble to zone them all the way. Maharaga trying to help and join his team. Husky Templars off the wall. Big mistake. Loses his flash for it as well. Improvise trying to slow down the Camille, but the hook shot allows Maharaga to easily escape. The Dragon claim for Dorado. No recompense, really. Looking pretty good.
Yeah, looking pretty solid. Dorado looking pretty clean this game. Only a couple hiccups here and there, but it feels like for every mistake they make, they get something else out of it. Every step backwards, they get 3 forward. And that's what you like to see. You know, they need to push the, again, like we said, they need to push the issue. They need to put pressure on this. Like they will get outscaled if this game goes to 40 minutes. But at this rate, I don't know if it's going to, because Barnes is huge right now. He is 4-1-2. He's just going where he pleases in Phoenix's jungle, taking all the farm. And yeah, XG, they've got a lot of good tools for a team fight. They've really got to make them work. Right here.
Oh, Husky Templar cleanses away the chains. Brim, Improvise not quite able to help secure that kill either. Yeah, it's good. It's good. You get the cleanse out. Varus ult is on a shorter cooldown than cleanse, so it's always going to be worth it. Kitsume trying to chase down Rover. Just putting some auto attacks in him. Once again, Rover's very, very tanky. Kitsume, when they have the Leandries completed, going to be much easier for them to punch through all that armor. Or all that health, I should say. Oh, he's doing magic damage, so he doesn't have to worry about the armor.
Doesn't even need to worry. The other thing you know about MR is only a little bit on Ornn. That's about it. And I guess a little on Phoenix's boots with and yeah, but we're up 5,000 gold right now for Dorado. 17 and a half minutes into this game. They're pushing down mid turret. They're trying to crack this mid open so there's a little bit more pressure, more control around the dragon. They've got the 6 grubs. This is gonna fall pretty quick, but I think XG is trying to make something happen here.
All right. Beautiful attempt. So close from Improvise, but the handshake does not hit. And now Barnes is ghosting at Prim. Stuck in soul form. Phoenix Flare showing up to try to assist his mid laner. Help take the pressure off of him, and that's exactly what he does.
It feels like XG is so close. Like so many times it feels like a good engage has been just like a couple inches off from, or pixels off from hitting the intended target and making this so good. Like if they can just land one of them in the next like couple minutes, there's a good chance they can really roar back into this, but they've got to land it. Got to land that CC.
Yeah, I mean, if they are playing like this, where they just have to kind of cover for the aggression that Dorado is putting forward, I think it's going to be pretty tough. Herald coming in the mid lane though, nice proactive play. They're gonna hit that Ornn ult straight onto the Callista. It's just chaos as the tidal wave rolls over everybody, followed by the Renata ultimate as well. It hits 4 people, but is it enough to try to turn this fight around? Kitsume flashing forward, doesn't hit the shockwave. Everybody flashed out of that one. Brim trying to get in there with the Fate Sealed. It is so huge now. That's a ton of damage going across everybody, but it's just not enough. That's a wallet diff right there. Husky Templar living with about 200 HP, able to heal back up. Heartbreaking for XG. It was just so close there. They managed to outplay the shockwave, but they still could not get it done.
I feel like that ult came really late from Prim. Like, they were much more lined up earlier into the turret. And yeah, you're going under a turret, but you've already got Rover tanking the damage. Might as well just go in and turn the fight there. But they wait so long that by the time he hits it, and he hits 4 people, it's just not enough. And like you said, slapping them over the head with the wallet. Dorado looking solid there. I also want to call out the use of that Herald. I'll be honest, like, if you're using Herald like that and you're not going to get it with 1 charge, just let the Herald charge on its own. If you let it charge...
It's so fun to drive it. It's so fun.
But if you get into the Herald and let it charge, you can actually get into it afterwards to pilot it and get a second charge off.
Very true, yeah. You can.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know that mechanic. So like you could technically get 2 charges worth of damage, where if you charge first with him and then hop out, like he doesn't do another charge. So
yeah, it's just a little risky because sometimes Shelly only has a, a few thousand HP, just gets DPS down. But probably could have done him. Yeah, I like that one. I do like not having to put somebody straight into the middle of fight off the bat too. Kind of letting the Renata ult do his thing with the Verisol.
Exactly, yeah.
Up. I know,
Yeah,
but this dragon, things are about to get pretty dicey. Barnes trying to find the opportunity. Prim is the target. Gone on by Maharaga. They're going to try to get out of there. Shut down on Nami. All right, but Maharaga claims the kill onto Yone. Improvise and everybody are so low. They'll try to buy some space with the big Renata ultimate, but Maharaga's over the wall, followed by Barnes, who's as fast as, oh heck, they are running down Kartana. Triple kill so far for Maharaga on this Camille. They are looking so clean. It's a quadra kill. Will it be the penta kill? Hook shot, not going to be landing him close enough. Gets the thumbs down. We don't give pentakills in the grand finals. They are earned, my friend. But speaking of earned, I think they have earned themselves that dragon alongside this mid lane turret. Let's see what else they can get.
Yeah, that looked so good at the beginning. They got the pick early onto false. Felt like they could have won that fight, but Improvise just holds the hostile takeover for so long. And by the time it's launched, it only hits Husky Templar, and everyone's already spread out and then preparing to re-engage in the fight. Oh, I felt like that was XG's opportunity to really get back in this game, but they let it just slip out. Now they're 9,000 gold down. They're down 2 dragons. Dorado kind of jockeying for position to kind of force a couple more turrets down and maybe start up this Baron if they get a pick. It's looking rough for XG.
Yeah, XG, even after having a solid game 1, they seem to be slipping now. If this is all over, we have a fight. Yeah, that's just going to be real fast. Prim doesn't have too much HP. They just explode him. But yeah, if this game is over in Dorado's favor, match point for Dorado, it starts to get real scary for XG. Their backs will be against the wall. And right now, yeah, XG's game to lose. 5-1 Hecarim, 6-2 Camille. Menace in the side lane. Kitsume also very strong on 2 items. Husky Templar able to still make things happen as well. And they found their tempo. XG, they're scaling, sure, but I don't know if they can make it.
Yeah, they've got to dig deep. They've really got to dig deep if they want to come back into this game. XG on the ropes here in game number 3. I mean, if you're a Dorado fan, this is you're loving this. Like, you're loving where you're seeing so far. This is great. Your team's looking dominant. They after the first game slough, they're clearly they just needed to warm up. They're looking more and more dominant as the series progresses. This is what you're looking for if you're hoping to see them win the title here for the season.
Yeah,
So
and I'm sure this is what you're expecting as a Dorado fan all along as well, because Barnes was out for the semifinal series. Was replaced by, I think, Vard is the player's name, something like that. I know I just butchered it, but they had a sub jungler. Guy was pretty solid. Definitely got it done, but Barnes on this Hecarim, man, like, this is a signature pick. This is just doing a number on XG. It is so hard for them to deal with. It's bowling them over 2 games in a row. It's got to be banned game 3 is what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
I mean, game 4. Game 4.
Yeah, I 100% agree. If it's not banned next game, I'll be shocked. They are just looking so clean on it, and it's just been a monster in both these games we've gotten to watch tonight. Unfortunately, for those of you who are joining us over from the Aegis stream, also shout out to them for rating us in the stream. Game 1, unfortunately, we had a little bit of a hiccup with the raffle file, so we didn't get to watch game 1. XG did win that, but yeah, it's just I don't know if they got Hecarim in that game, but this is like Barnes has had it for game 2, he's had it for game 3, and it's just looking monster. It's just made so many plays.
Yeah, look at Maharaga just doing a number on Rover, forces the flash away from the Ornn. Those Q2s just are so hard to deal with. That huge, massive true damage coming in from Camille. Steric's Gauge helps them live longer in these team fights as well. Yeah, 3-item Camille on the side lane. That's what you got to get worried about. And all that pressure buys just enough time for Dorado to start attacking the Worm.
Phoenix player is here. He could try to steal this.
I think it's a mistake. I also don't think he's able to with Maharaga having teleported in and now ulting him, setting him up perfectly for Barnes' onslaught of shadows that goes straight to the dome. Maharaga getting aggressive. Yeah, I don't think there's much left here, but all of Dorado still alive with his Baron buff. Kitsume Flashing forward, his fans have called him submissive and breedable in the chat. That was a pretty good looking play, so maybe they're onto something right there. Ornal from Rover. Can this set anything up? They'll knock up Maharaga, but I think this could be all XG has left in the tank. 2 more kills. Rover the last one to fall. Tanky Orn only surviving for as long as Dorado lets him. Now with this Baron push, I think this is it. Dorado, they lost game 1, but games 2 and 3, extremely convincing. Phoenix player, their last-ditch effort. You got to go down swinging. I respect the hustle.
Yeah, they're on the road. They're on the road to El Dorado right now. The golden road to their victory. The victory that Dorado fans and the team have been saying they would get all season long, despite having come out, you know, into this series, not in the, I mean, into the playoffs, not in the top 2 seed. Like they're just looking so good. And I don't know, like outside of banning the heck from, I feel like XG really needs a mental reset in this game. Like as anything, like they've been, like some of this plays this game felt very desperate, felt very forced. I feel like they need to mentally reset, go, hey, you know, these 2 games, they were just flukes. We can't beat this. We beat them in game 1. We can do this in game number 4. We can do this. We can force a game 5. We can force the Silver Scrapes. We can win this. But yeah, they've just got to mentally reset, and they've got to ban the hacker.
Yeah, it starts in a few different places, but we can take a look at that as we start to head over to the next game. But we're going to head over to a quick break for now, so don't go anywhere. Game 4 is coming right up.
Talking to myself and I can't focus. Yeah, I'm broken. The door is closing. Wanna be a part of something more than this. I've lost control of it. Oh, seeing the stars reminds me of you. Oh, oh, oh. You left me with scars, but I know that one day you'll see it through. You see it through. You see it through. You see it through. You see it through. We gonna live forever, forever. The afterlife. We gonna live forever,
A pair of jeans, a shirt or 2. We didn't pack as if we weren't going back. It doesn't matter if it's true. I've got a feeling love will give us what we lack. The world is waiting up. The world is waiting half a step beyond our door. Yeah. And if it's not enough, I wanna see the stuff the world has got in store. I wanna take it all in, I'm falling. The cityscape by night, wanna catch in my photos. Where you go, every corner twice as bright. They'll be my treasures forever. When I can't hold you tight, I'll see the Stockholm lights. The Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights. Tomorrow feels a year away, like the seconds, the beginning and the end. But if in time it's yesterday, your picture's gonna bring it home to me again. The world is waiting up. waiting half a step beyond our door. Oh, and if it's not enough, I wanna see the stuff the world has got in store. I wanna take it all in, I'm falling. The cityscape by night, wanna catch in my photos. Where you go, every corner twice as bright. They'll be my treasures forever. When I can't hold you tight, I'll see the Stockholm lights. The Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights.
Waste another day, eyes on my display. You say we need a change, and I feel that you mean it. You mean it. But you're so right, we're losing track of time, buying things online, and it's not like we need them. We don't need them. So can we just slow down? The only thing I'll do is lay here next to you. We need to slow down. Embrace the love we found. For you and I were safe and sound. Never on the run, rocking around the clock. Now all we need is right here in front of us. In front of us. So can we just slow down? The only thing I'll do is lay here next to you. We need to slow down. Embrace the love we found. For you and I are safe and sound. Can we just slow down? And we just waste another day. I don't know how to say. You say you need a change, you feel that you need it. But you're so right, we're losing track of time. Buying things online, not like we need them. Safe and sound. Can I be your star tonight? You fill my soul with light the day we met. I don't wanna leave your side, no. Have me by your side when the sun sets. I hope you'll still want me. I hope you'll still need me a million years from now. The seasons are changing, the nights ever fading. It's time we left the ground. Let's leave for an eternity. Sail across the lights beyond the sky. I'll be with you eternally. Gotta show you love that keeps me high. Keeps me high.
as days pass us by, and most long for a place that they never find. I'm afraid I wake up when I die, and it is too late to climb any mountain. Time is of the essence, the blood running through our core. It's best to not feel sorry when it's over. I will be the greatest that you've ever seen before, and I'll stay eternal. Sometimes I feel that my luck's run out. When things don't go to plan, I kinda lose my mind. I hope it's real, this life comes around. Just keep your faith and search for the fountain. Time is of the essence, the blood running through our core. It's best to not feel sorry when it's over. I will be the greatest that you've ever seen before, and I'll stay eternal.
Every time we say goodbye, they all see that it's a lie. 'Cause we always give it one last try. Yeah, you've watched me break 1,000 times. Now I'm all alone, 'cause you never show. You say you will, but then you don't. That's how it goes. Don't wanna know. I'm turning off my mind so I get by. I just wanna be happy, happy tonight. Happier tonight. Happier tonight. Can't be waiting for you in the morning. I'ma leave without giving a warning. I'ma leave without giving a. But every time we say goodbye, we all know that it's a lie. Now I'm all alone, 'cause you never show. You say you will, but then you don't. That's how it goes. Don't wanna know. I'm turning off my mind so I get by. I just wanna be happy, happy tonight.
Voices going through my head. These voices telling me what I said about you, about us and what we do. I will get your heart somewhere. Voices going through my head. These voices telling me what I said about you, about us and what we do.
took my innocence. I can't wait no longer. I'm playing with the monsters. Everything that brought me alive. Going wrong like nonsense. Playing with the monsters. They brought me alive, but got no alibi. It's a lover's fight without an alibi. You took my innocence without an alibi. Smoking gun, you got me on the wrong. We know that will come. We're out up till dawn, but how can I hide it without an alibi? It's a lover's fight without an alibi. Took my innocence. I can't wait no longer. I'm playing with the monsters. Everything that brought me alive. Going wrong like nonsense. Playing with the monsters. They brought me alive, but got no alibi. It's a lover's fight without an alibi. You took my innocence without an alibi.
All right. Thank you so much for bearing with us. We're here for Game 5 of Titan Esports Vanquisher League Finals. It all comes down to this Dorado Gaming versus XG Dragon. I'm Ultravox here with Raptor, and we're bringing it all to you.
I'm nervous for XG. I would like to point out that the 2 games we've cast are the ones they've lost, and the 2 we haven't are the ones they've won. We're casting this 5th game. I'm so worried for them right now. I hope we're not caster cursing them by being here, but it is exciting to get to a game number 5, seeing XG find the mental we were hoping to see. There's the Hecarim ban. It's what we wanted after what happened in games 2 and 3. Ziggs ban and a Gragas. I'm guessing something happened with those in game number 4. I have to go back and.
They've been banning Gragas the whole time that we were casting, I think. Just, solid weak side champion. Kalista rounds up the bans for XG. Yeah, I think Ziggs is the new addition to Dorado side. They banned Udyr before, and then we finally have the Hecarim bans coming in from XG, which Barnes was just running the world with. So I like to see that. This time, Zeri's still up as well, so Dorado Gaming, they're just going to pick that one right up for Husky Templar. They're putting everything in the hands of their AD carry.
Yeah, and it is also going to be a Talia coming here from XG. I think that's actually a good pick here. Not as great into Zeri because she just go over the wall, but a solid mid lane pick. And actually I take that back. So you can dash the wall, but you can't dash the rocks. That will hurt you. So good pick into that. The Udyr coming out as well. A solid pick right now. Now it could be flex, could be top. I've seen mostly in the jungle, but I have seen some top lane Udyr recently where he maxed Q for the laning phase, gets some good trading in. So the Azir coming back for Kitsume after how we saw that in game 2. Not surprised. There's a very solid pick here. And yeah, it looks like, Lux. Okay, so both these teams kind of going for, I feel like, a little bit of team fighting. And I'm then curious now what XG is going to pick to go in the bot lane with the Lux.
Yeah, actually, they're very flexible here. I mean, this will help win them the lane versus Lulu and Zeri. They could, of course, choose to have it mid and that Lux in their top side with Talia jungle and Udyr top. So lots of options still for XG. Dorado seems to think that it's going to be Udyr jungle. They're taking away the Jax, technically a jungle pick as well, but I think they're going to read harder into the top side. Meanwhile, XG, they're going to take away Xin Xiao and the Cassante as well. So bans kind of spread around here and there. Dorado Gaming, you look at them, this is a team that's built for 5v5. These guys are 5v5 in you. They have Azir, they have Zeri, they're just going to shoot you. They're all grouped up. They need 2 tanky meatballs to stand in front of them.
Yeah, Udyr would be a really good way to kind of get onto that. Again, with the Talia, little rocks. So getting rid of the Cassante is good, prevents them from just knocking him right out of the fight. Very good bans there as XG gets ready for their second to last ban, and it's a Nautilus. So I did look up the game that we missed, game number 4. So XG ran Ornn, Viego, Ziggs, who did really well in 5-1 and 7, and then the bot lane, get ready for this, was Lux, Rel.
Really? Huh,
yeah.
Interesting.
So I'm curious as to what exactly, I feel like this is going to be a Lux carry for Prim, and it's going to be improvised on the Nautilus. So that means what's left is the top lane. They're saving counter pick for Rover.
Yeah, I don't know about this one. I don't know. Rover's kind of been playing weak side the entire game. He's been on some tanks, has had a tough time. Do we put it all in Rover's hands? They need some kind of AD threat, right? They need something. I mean, if it's not the Udyr going up to him, but yeah, I don't know. Dorado, they've got the Wukong, nice, strong in the early game, and also the Camille, so not quite the tanky meatballs we would have wanted to see, but another way to win this side lane. And, some significant early game power that helps them contest these early objectives. I mean, I think these characters still get it done. Not exactly what I would have picked, but still pretty good in this context.
Yeah, and I guess Rover's feeling it because I'm really curious what he's going to go. He's been playing tanks all series, nothing but Ornn Scion, and what did he play in game 2? I forgot. He played he played Scion then. Yeah, it's just Ornn and
Played
Scion.
Scion
So
game
what is-
too.
It's Kindred. Oh, it is Udyr top. Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay, so we have
Yeah.
Udyr top, and it's that Lux in the bot lane carry position, and this Kindred is the sole AD threat on XG. This is a sole character. It's going to be trying to bring up that AD damage. Super interesting. Let's head on to the Rift if we can, and we'll break it down a little bit more. Or do we? We have spectator delay. Spectator has
Oh.
crashed. Oh, it's a disaster. Oh, it's a
In
total
game
disaster.
number
Oh my
5. I
God.
mean, I guess that's good for XG. We can't view the broadcast, so we can't cast it, so the caster curse isn't there. But I'm interested. Let's talk about these comps a bit. So we have a traditional team fighting comp from Dorado. Front to back team fighting. You've got the front line with Camille and the Wukong. You've got the Azir. You've got the Lulu. You've got the Zeri. XG, this is honestly one of the most unique drafts I think I have ever seen. You've got the beefy Bruiser in the top lane with Udyr. You've got a Kindred carry in the jungle, so that's your AD carry right there. You've got Talia mid, but then you've got Lux Nautilus bot lane. So this kind of wacky bot lane that's kind of trying to be bursty and kind of trying to look for a quick pick, which is, I feel, hard to do into a Lulu. So I'm very curious how this is going to play out, because if it works, like the way I see this working for them is Talia, like they get a pick with Nautilus hook or Lux light. They drop the rocks from Talia so no one can dash away or get onto them because they're just going to take so much damage. And then Kindred and Udyr just rip apart whatever target they pick, and then they force the fight from there. I feel like it's strange, and I can't. That's the best way I could see it working. But if it works, I would honestly, that's impressive. That's really impressive. And it worked last game. They won with the Lux Rel. They did very good with that. The only person who really struggled was Rover, went 1-7 and 6 on the Ornn. Yeah. Everyone else popped off. That was a pretty dominating game from them overall. So I guess they're feeling it with this Lux. Lux has gotten a lot of buffs lately. Over the last year, she's gotten so many buffs, and she's slowly getting up there as wow, this champion has a massive ton of damage she can do, especially when she gets a couple items under her belt. So I don't know, if Prim did that well on it, I think it's impressive. I mean, he is the lowest ranked player in this game, and to do 9, 3, and 4 on it, I don't know. God, I really want to see this game. I really hope we can get this fixed.
I mean, I kind of see the vision also, because it's you click the Nautilus ult on somebody and then you just line up the Lux laser on top of them, right? If you do Zeri, then it's probably at least half their HP. You try to push them out of the fight, but yeah, super unorthodox. They have to play to control space with Talia and Lux. They have to be at these objectives first. If they have to face check into the Dorado gaming team, they're just going to get ripped to shreds. So XG playing for priority, playing for vision, and playing to be at objectives early, that's the way that they'll have to play this and try to orient themselves if they want to succeed. But otherwise, I mean, Dorado Gaming, the barrier of execution for their comp is bog standard. They got frontliners, they got backliners. The frontliners hit, the backliners hit at the same time. It's pretty simple. So XG, it's their game to try this weird strategy. If they can pull it off, man, I don't even know. That's a lot of scaling on the side of Dorado also. I mean, I worry for them. Can they play around this Kindred early on? Can they get to 4 marks even for Phoenix to try to activate him and make him a champion? There's a lot of questions posed by the XG composition. It is certainly very interesting here. Okay, so from production, we've been having a ton of issues with the spectate feature in the League client. We tried to join the game live to follow along and get this thing moving, but the spectate broke, and so we will be moving over to a break, and we're going to try our best to get you the game footage, so bear with us. Thank you very much.
into myself and I can't focus. Yeah, I'm broken. The door is closing. Wanna be a part of something more than this. I've lost control of it. Oh, seeing the stars reminds me of you. Oh, oh, oh. You left me with scars, but I know that one day you'll see it through. You see it through. You see it through. Hey. You see it through. You see it through. We gonna live forever, forever. The afterlife. We gonna live forever, forever. The
A pair of jeans, a shirt or two. We didn't pack as if we weren't going back. It doesn't matter if it's true. I've got a feeling love will give us what we lack. The world is waiting up. The world is waiting half a step beyond our door. Yeah. And if it's not enough, I wanna see the stuff the world has got in store. I wanna take it all in, I'm falling. The cityscape by night, wanna catch in my photos. Where you go, every corner twice as bright. They'll be my treasures forever. When I can't hold you tight, I'll see the Stockholm lights. The Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights. Tomorrow feels a year away, like the seconds, the beginning and the end. But if in time it's yesterday, your picture's gonna bring it home to me again. The world is waiting up. The world is waiting half a step beyond our door. And if it's not enough, I wanna see the stuff the world has got in store. I wanna take it all in, I'm falling. The cityscape by night, wanna catch in my photos. Where you go, every corner twice as bright. They'll be my treasures forever. When I can't hold you tight, I'll see the Stockholm lights. The Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights.
eyes on my display. You say we need a change, and I feel that you mean it. You mean it. But you're so right, we're losing track of time, buying things online, and it's not like we need them. We don't need them. So can we just slow down? The only thing I'll do is lay here next to you. We need to slow down. Embrace the love we found. For you and I are safe and sound. And we just slow down. For you and I are safe and sound. We were on the run, rocking around the clock. Now all we need is right here in front of us. In front of us. So can we just slow down? The only thing I'll do is lay here next to you. We need to slow down. Embrace the love we found. For you and I are safe and sound. Can we just slow down? And we just waste another day. I don't know how to say. You say we need a change, and I feel that you mean it. But you're so right, we're losing track of time, buying things online, it's not like we need them. Safe and sound.
Can I be your star tonight? You fill my soul with light the day we met. I don't wanna leave your side, no. Have me by your side when the sun sets. I hope you still want me, I hope you still need me a million years from now. The seasons are changing, the nights ever fading. It's time we left the ground. Let's leave for an eternity. Sail across the lights beyond the sky. I'll be with you eternally.
All right, we finally have some footage. Here we go.
Yeah.
Onto the Rift. It's already 6 minutes. What are we doing? We're looking at Rover getting gone on. The Hextech ultimatum locks him up. Maharaga claims first blood at 6 minutes. Pretty slow game so far.
Yeah, big shout out to True Minded Gaming who managed to get the footage for us. Big brain boys right there getting it. Unfortunately, it just wasn't working for us. A lot of spectator issues, but we are here. Dorado up 1 kill. The game going interestingly. Okay, so it's actually not Lux bottom; it's Lux mid to Leah. A bot lane. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, Talia bot lane. combined with this Nautilus, I mean, it's the same kind of thing. You lock him up, you hit him with that Talia combo. We're almost done with the laning phase, I would say, though. 7 minutes in, of course, and so far things seem pretty even. I mean, CS in bot lane is dead even, in top dead even. Phoenix Flare has a small lead. Can we check Phoenix Flare's stacks? I mean, I don't even know if True Minded Gaming is listening, but that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. So as it stands right now with this game state, Dorado Gaming they're mad chilling. They just have to scale up 5v5 a little bit later on. I think they're in a great spot right now.
Yeah, so they're in a good spot. They've got a big chill, relax, and, play this game out. Again, they're a team fighting comp. This is kind of like XG kind of really needs to get ahead, or they need to start getting stacks for the Kindred to really make this effective. And now Rover,
Yeah, Rover locked in a battle for the death. I think that Maharaga is doing quite fine, but look at that sustain power that Rover has with that turtle stance. It's going to be this full tank Udyr. None of that tiger stance nonsense. Nah, just some good old standard. We're going to clear the wave with Phoenix stance and never die type stuff.
yep, it's hard to kill an Udyr. It is very hard. I'm guessing. I can't tell what he's maxing. If we could get a check from True Mind, I don't know if they're listening. To see what his stacks are. Ooh, could attempt him a hook there.
Yeah, improvise, roaming up to the top side. Maharaga dropping a little bit of disrespect. He's got the thumbs down. He's just laughing at the two boys up there. They're trying to push this wave in. Maharaga attempting to freeze. He's just going to fly in onto Rover. Hextech ultimatum, and now he's joined by Barnes, his faithful jungler. He dropped the whole wave to the turret. I don't think this was worth. He laughed a lot, missed a lot of CS. Barnes not really able to make anything happen.
He got Ghost. You got Ghost out of him.
He sure did.
Yeah.
But that's a 2-minute cooldown. I don't think Rover's going to miss that one too much. It's also kind of useless when you're getting Camille ulted. So
yeah. I'm going to take a guess, since I haven't seen him use Q yet, that he is going to be maxing Phoenix Stance instead of Tiger Stance. I am more of a fan of, I mean, I guess it's called Bear Stance now, right? Is it Tiger Stance? Yeah, Bear Stance. It's Bear Stance.
yeah, it's the volley bear stance. They changed all the stuff. Everybody knows what you're talking about.
Yeah, I get confused.
Kitsume.
Oh, Prim.
Oh no, he missed his ultimate, and there's no E detonation from Prim. This is crazy. These guys are nuts.
They are
Barnes,
nuts.
he could be going down. He's going to pop the Cyclone to make sure he gets out of here. It looks like it's a carnival of mishaps. I swear I just heard a door open.
Yeah, I think that actually came out of my apartment.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it wasn't even in my building. Like it's like 3 doors down, I'm guessing. I'm just impressed. I hear the door open.
The acoustics must be nuts. Either way, yeah. XG making some big movements. They're going to collect some grubs. Rover maybe setting this one up for Phoenix Flare, but yeah, Phoenix Flare looks like they're doing great. Managed to get 5 grubs so far.
I think
the last one's going down in a sec. There it is.
I get why he's going Phoenix Stance. It has better wave clear, which Camille's wave clear is kind of awful. Comparatively, but I feel like Tiger Stance would lead to, Bear Stance would lead to much better dueling potential. As False almost gets caught there.
Yeah, it's just very standard for tank Udyr to do this Phoenix Stance because of the high base damage. So you're just a nice frontliner, cause a nuisance, help your team out. Not having as much fun maybe as autoing people, but yeah, I don't know. That's just the L you have to take. Improvise, whiffs the hook. Husky Templar is able to go forward now. Could have been good. Could have been real good.
Yeah, and now Phoenix Flare just trying to. I want to know how many stacks he's got on this Kindred. The Kindred stacks are everything. Husky looking for something though.
Pops the ultimate. I don't know. I think he should have popped that earlier when the hook was whiffed. He probably could have run down Improvise and Cartana in the lane. Maybe was worried about the rocks and dashing forward. Phoenix Flare's down here to cover this now. Dead even game so far. Drake to Drake. It's really only the grubs that XG has to leverage. I don't know. Yeah. Gonna have to figure out some way to get ahead here. The bot lane isn't quite working out in these trades. The top lane's dead even. Maybe we play around this strong Lux. Sizable CS lead, just clearing the waves with ultimate, able to move around after that.
And apparently people were saying they didn't hear the door. The door must have come from somewhere else. I guess it wasn't us. We've been the door. There's a mysterious magical door somewhere around here, and that's a concern. Magic doors lead to trouble. I've seen enough Chronicles of Narnia and Doctor Who to know you never trust a magic door.
Uh, yeah. All right. Yeah. No trust in doors. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going down, but somebody's got a door open. Better fix it. You're gonna let the breeze in.
I had a buddy once who we called Door. That was his last name. It was just Door.
That's a pretty sick last name.
Yeah, it really was. Honestly, and then he became a lawyer.
Oh, that's a flash depth charge onto Kitsume, but a nice reaction to slide on away. Kitsume's fans in the chat are probably very proud. They will instead now XG moving down to this bot side, maybe looking for this dive. They have tons of pressure. They're going to attack Barnes on his red buff.
They want the Kindred stack.
Yeah, they see it. That's a nice root followed up by the Talia combo. It's not a ton of damage, but there it is. Finally, Phoenix Flare is exhausted. And he can't quite finish off that kill. It's Barnes flashing away to save his own life. Yeah, I mean, big props to XG. I think that's exactly the kind of thing they need to look for. They found the mid priority. They managed to invade the jungle. That's a great way to create a lead here.
Yeah, and they did get the stack, I'm pretty sure, because I see that Prim has the red buff. So I think it still will go over to Phoenix Flare. I really want to see if we get a chance, Titan, if you can check what the Kindred stacks are for us. The so important Kindred stacks.
Yeah, would be nice to see.
Oh, Husky.
Yeah, Kitsume sweeps Prim back into the turret, and now Barnes is here as well. It's the Lamb's Respite that saves Prim's life, though, and locks up the Wukong. Kitsume able to take down Prim, who just stayed a little bit too long. Takes down the Kindred as well. Barnes gave his life, but he helped his mid laner turn around the gank into a double kill.
Yeah, it's good for Kitsume, but also probably good for Phoenix. I'm guessing he had the I mean, if I'm Kindred, you always want to try to keep the stack on the jungler if you're not getting a lot of ganks, because you'll probably run into them at some point. So if you got the stacks there, I'm going to assume right now he has 2 stacks. I'm going to make an assumption of 2.
2 stacks.
This,
all right.
On this Kindred.
We'll never know. It's a mystery until we find out. But
yeah, well, we'll know when his range suddenly abruptly increases.
Yeah, which we can definitely tell as spectators. But anyway, whatever. Herald is up. Looks like we have a support roam from False up to that side. Double support roam, improvise, hanging around the mid lane as well. This could be a fight. I know that Barnes probably wants to clear off that mark from the Gromp before Phoenix Flare is able to get over to it. So junglers are just clearing their sides before maybe they look to play with their supports. False able to make it back out with the Hex Gates. This top lane there just beating on each other. It's not going very far, very fast.
Maharaga's slowly losing it though. Like it's just you how do you deal with Udyr's fire? Like he's already really beefy. He's got so much tankiness on him already between the Frostborn or the Iceborn and the plated steel caps. So I feel like he's just gonna win every duel no matter what. His bases are so high on the Phoenix Flame.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so he's immovable until Maharaga maybe gets 2 items. That Ravenous Hydra could turn things around, because then all of a sudden Camille can sustain off the wave and do the same thing that Udyr's doing. But it's a long way out. I mean, there's the Tiamat, of course, but going to be a long time before it comes to be a lifesteal item. So tough for Maharaga for now.
I think it also depends also what Rover's second max is. If he's maxing E for the rundown, probably will lose the fight. Ooh, good catch there.
Yeah, now Rover slows down Barnes, tries to help him out. Barnes once again defensive Cyclone used, opens up Phoenix Flare and the rest of the squad to take this dragon. I mean, they just came from the Herald. It's XG. They're running the entire game. They have all the tempo they could possibly want, and they are just not slowing down. Took the Herald, took the dragon. Now they can choose to use it in mid and attack that mid turret, but all the while, Maharaga, the faithful side laner, will continue to take down those top turrets.
Yeah, getting the push up there on the top, but they did lose a turret in mid. Well, I think they're about to lose turret mid. It's getting pretty low. I saw that health on it getting down there. But, oh, wow, Maharaga just shredding this turret.
Yeah, it's Camille for you with the Trinity Force. Doing a lot of damage. Big true damage onto Rover as well. All that armor not going to be doing so good versus the second part of Camille Q.
Yeah. Now I was saying about the E. If he's doing the rundown for like fights,
Oh, it's Maharaga over the wall. Onto Prim, the Hextech ultimatum, forcing him in place. Kitsume finally finishes it off with the advancement of the soldiers. 3-0 so far on this Azir.
Grim really needs to detonate that light ball. Some say he's still sitting on it right now.
So true.
Like
Pings
if he
Azir too.
yeah, like if you detonate it, you might actually kill him. Like it does quite a bit of damage. I'm guessing it's maxed first for wave clear. Like you could probably nuke him with it. So I would like to see that. Anyways, what I've been trying to say about this Udyr. So blue buff Udyr. I mean blue. You know what?
Oh.
We're not going to get to talking
Yeah,
about it.
Udyr, yeah, and he's slapping the monkey. He's beating that guy up, sending him away to the top Gromp side. I liked that Maharaga is now with his T-Bot is like just clearing waves and walking away. I think this is super useful. You generate pressure and then can join your team and back him up. We saw it manifest with this this gank in mid that helped Kitsume get that kill. So Maharaga really doing a lot here to just generate leads for his team.
Yeah, I mean he's the highest ranked player in this lobby at Master. You know, even in the last game when they lost, like the only player that really like was really shining was Maharaga. He was on a Yorick. Unfortunately, wasn't able to win the game for his team, but he was like 10-4 at one point in that game against a 1-7 Rover. So he really is trying to put the team on his back. I think that's why they gave him the Camille, let him be an attempted carry. But they might lose his turret despite all of his skill and play.
Yeah. Maharaga hanging on. Improvise now. Steps up out of the jungle. Whiffs the hook. Can't quite set that one up for his team. Take a quick stock here. Oh, never mind. Barnes is just sending this one. Kartana flashes away from the Emperor's Divide as well. 2 ultimates committed. Flash expended in return. I mean, it's all right. But yeah, taking stock here, it's only a 1k gold difference, 4-1 kills.
Oh,
It's a
Barnes.
close game so far. Cleanse from Husky Templar, and there's non-stop action too.
Yeah. I thought he had potential there. But yeah, I mean, they got the flash out, but they flashed in return. Barnes used his flash in that fight. So they used 2 ults in a flash for 1 flash. I feel like that's not quite worth it. I mean, granted, it is Talia, so she's not as mobile, but she's got, honestly, Kartana has just been really, really good so far with these like rocks. She's been thrown everywhere. I can never remember the name of Kindred's rocks, but the E rock and the big W rock just been
The
really
unravel the earth.
Yes, thank you. Unravel the earth.
I got you.
You can see how little Talia I play.
Yeah, she's a cool character. She's got some nice stuff. The threaded volley is the Q, and then seismic shove, of course, with the Weaver's Wall. But
that's what it. Yeah, Weaver's Wall. I know that one. I could
that's
not
the pro
remember
player one.
Yeah, the Unraveled Earth and the Seismic Shove. Like been really on point with it, really good at stopping further aggression from Dorado whenever they attempt it. So I think that's going very well. And yeah, it doesn't have a kill yet, but it's been steadily farming up. And I have one here.
Ooh, Kitsume flashing away from the play. Phoenix Flare not able to get the execute off. I think one more auto would have done it. But yeah, Kartana and Phoenix Flare teaming up in the spot lane. Very interesting place to play. They're not afraid of the 20-minute Baron because I think they read that, or they maybe saw in the vision that there would be more members down here. But if you have your junglers play on the bot side, you got to be cognizant about that Baron. Dragon in 30 seconds is the next big one also, so probably grouping up for that. Kitsume has to play it with no flash.
Looking good still. I mean, they are still 1,000 gold up. So Dorado still in a good spot. Remember, they are a team fight comp. They want to scale. They're in a good position for it. But XG really, like even with this really wacky comp.
Oh, this is not good. Yeah, Improvise does not land the hook. Pops his ultimate. Maharaga with a beautiful untargetable to dodge away from the seismic shove, but it is not enough to keep them alive. Dorado now a 4v5. Do they want to fight this? It was a lot of ultimates expended from XG.
That's just
See what
one.
they choose to do.
They just use one.
Oh, that's right. Just the Nautilus ultimate. You're right.
Yeah, because Udyr definitely doesn't have an ultimate.
Udyr doesn't have an ultimate. Well, Talia kind of doesn't have a combat ultimate either. Could be good.
You use to block him off.
4K on the Drake. Can Barnes get in? He absolutely cannot. 3 dragons now. Soul point on the board for XG. They won the fight with the early pick. Showed their dominance. They're just running straight to Baron too. Can
Yeah,
they do this without a true AD carry? I guess they have Kindred, right? So
yeah, they have Kindred. They have the Udyr. Udyr actually can shred pretty quick. He's deceptively like DPS-y. So, but they're not going to go for it. I think they're fine. They don't need to risk it. They need to look for picks, and if they can find a good pick here, then they can start it up. But that seems to be the call here. They're doing not a Fnatic bush quite yet. They're kind of stacking up a Fnatic bush now. Never mind.
instead, they're just going to head mid onto Husky Templars. There he pops the ultimate. Are they going to slide over the wall? It's improvised. That gets Kitsume. Locks him up. Kitsume barely managing to survive. Depth charge is locked onto Husky Templar, but Prim snipes Kitsume, and now Vizeri's reeled back in the shutdown, going over to Phoenix Flare. XG, they just bust this game wide open with a decisive team fight victory. False trying their best to get away, but their fate is sealed. Phoenix Flare find another kill there. Dorado Gaming on the ropes now. Great hook to hit Maharaga, but it's just a little bit of damage. I think it's Baron.
They're fine. They found the pick. They found such a good pick. They found it again.
I mean, I don't think they have the damage to kill Maharaga. It's just Rover hitting him. If Phoenix Flare had turned around, it could be different.
Rover, I don't know. He's doing
this
quite
one
a bit
off.
of damage.
Yeah, Prim standing in a alleyway tries to ult the Camille. Rover finally gets the kill. It's a 1-for-1. This game is crazy. What is even going on? Barnes now going to be wanting Rover. I don't think he can make this happen. The entire time, 3 members of XG hit this Baron. This game is all over the place.
It is. It's chaos, but that's what you want with XG in this comp. You want chaos. You want to keep Dorado from setting up that front to back fight, keep them on their toes, keep them separated, and they're doing it. They are doing it, Ultravox. They're taking the fights, and and watch that fight and how the healing goes. Rover's definitely maxing W. So what I wanted to say the whole time was, if you max W second, Udyr has ridiculous sustain. That stance is just insane. You watch it in the punch. He was at like a quarter health, punched Barnes twice, and got back to half. It's so absurd that a guy who can build straight tank and heal that much. And it worked. I mean, he dueled Maharaga and felt like he barely took any damage from him. He's just such a beefy Udyr, and he's just running amok. And now they've got Baron, they've got Grubs, and Maharaga might.
Husky Templar, no! You went straight forward. Do you live this? With the help of Lulu Ultimate, yes, you might. That was an insanely ballsy play, and it could have been so much worse. It requires Husky Templar to use all of their summoner spells. Yeah, that's tough. I think Dorado has to give this one up now for sure. They need Zeri's health bar back. Barnes waiting off on the side, looking for the Cyclone. But Dorado can't fight without their AD carry. They've already used the Zeri ult. That big window of power is gone too. Their structures will just be falling down. Maharaga launches themselves straight in the middle of the 2 frontliners here. They're going to take down Rover. Barnes buying a lot of space on this backside. He's just completely disrupting them. Somehow, Dorado Gaming managed to hold on and find a pick. I don't think they can push much further, but we will see what Maharaga has to say about that. Yeah, Barnes, Cyclone left. XG in full retreat.
Yeah, but they got the turret. They broke the base open. Dorado Gaming on the back foot. They managed to stop a continued push in the taking of the inhibitor, but they lose the inhibitor turret. They cannot find the opportunity to fight. Husky really attempting it at the beginning of that all. They really started out, and that's kind of why they couldn't defend it very well, because he had to back off. It looks so much damage, and Barnes could not find an entrance for so long into that fight. The unraveled earth just makes it impossible to get into there. The damage from it dashing over all those rocks is just way too much. And
yeah, but Barnes, he found his way in and then single-handedly zoned off 4 people with his Cyclone. I mean, I thought it was pretty good. He was just waiting for the right moment.
Yeah. It took forever, but he does get it. But if he hadn't been able to find that, I think it would have ended really bad for Dorado. But yeah, they're still in a rough position right now. Finding a Rover might be an opportunity. No, they're not gonna. But yeah, they're down 3,000 gold. Dragon is about to come up in 14 seconds. This is Hex Soul. That's a scary soul to give up.
Oh,
Ooh, they're
Can
looking
they
for it.
defend against this? False manages to dodge away from the binding. They're going to get seismic shoved back, but there's no rocks to catch them. Emperor's Divide tries to push people away. Barnes is hitting a ton of them with the Cyclone. Maharaga looking for the angle. That's a big ult from Prim. Kitsume survives, however, barely alive thanks to the wild growth. Maharaga gets a kill. Now it's Husky Templar's game. They're Zeri moded. Can they make it over the wall? Can they do anything else? I'm not so sure. The ult's going to run out here. It's a 1-for-1 support for top laner. If you're XG, you take that every single time. You're going to be heading over to this dragon now, trying to claim the soul.
Yeah,
I
they're
think,
super low though, and the teleport's coming back from Kitsume.
yeah,
Okay,
manages to
they're gonna-
base and TP back. XG, they're kiting this one away. 9k HP. He gets shredded pretty fast. Can Barnes make it over the wall? He's got to do it. He's got to steal it away. There's the Lux ultimate. It's enough to secure the Drake and Hex Tech Soul for XG. Things are maybe not looking so good for Dorado anymore.
Yeah, it was looking so good. I thought with the front to back team fight, but XG just really preventing them from getting. And even once they get the line, like the just a massive amount of damage coming out from the carries on XG, from the Lux, from the Talia, from the Kindred, and with just how beefy Rover is. Like I cannot say this enough. Rover is literally like he might as well be Malphite. He is rock solid right now. It cannot kill him on the side of Dorado. They do not have any armor pen. The MR, he's got MR. They don't have any magic pen except for some Sork shoes. Unless you're hitting with the true damage from Maharaga, you are not hurting this Udyr. And he's just going where he pleases. He's basically cosplaying every other top laner in this game. He's Mundo, he's Malphite, he's just everything.
Yeah, my man is getting it done here. He's the hero that his team needs him to be. I want to actually highlight this Abyssal Mask too. This provides so much value, not only for his own damage, but for the 2 AP damage dealers on his team. Goated item choice right there. Good heads up thinking from Rover,
Yeah.
and helping
Rover-
to ensure his team can put Dorado in the dirt.
Yeah, Rover's had honestly a pretty rough day. Like you look at like his stat lines across the games, it hasn't been super great. He's kind of lost a lot of these matchups against Maharaga, but he's really stepping up in this game 5. He goes, "Hey guys, you know, let me have Udyr. Let me become this monster." And improvise?
Nah, it's a clone. You got
Okay.
baited too.
Yeah,
It's a
I
stand-
did.
Over
they're
on the
looking
backside,
for-
but they see him. He's locked up in the Hextech ultimatum. He's going to have to do everything he can to live out of this one. But with 5 people hitting him, I don't think he can live long enough. That will be a dead Udyr. Dorado
Okay, well-
Gaming, they want to move over to this Baron now.
Yeah, and just as I sit there praising him and how unkillable he is, they just murder him. I mean, it takes 5 to do it.
Yeah, now Maharaga onto Prim. Going to get zoned away by Improvise. Support using their flash, but buying space to keep their carry alive. Is there a more beautiful thing in League of Legends? Dorado
there's
Gaming.
not.
Starting up the worm. And Cartana's just surfing right in. Maharaga over the wall, but they get caught. Exploded. Phoenix Flare gets that kill. Barnes trying to knock him all up with the Cyclone. He's going to go down very quickly, though. Husky Templar jostled around. Prim is enormous. They take down Kitsume. Cartana's diving into the back line, too. Taking down Husky Templar. Triple kill for Prim's Lux. The pick that we didn't see coming. And now XG, they've routed Dorado. They will ignore the Baron and just shove it straight down mid. They want to end.
I think that's game. I think XG has done it. They take a fight. They take a 4v5 and they win it. They win it convincingly too. Don't lose a single member in that. Huge plays from them all. This comp
Wow.
is wacky. This comp was weird, but XG has managed to do it. They have taken down Dorado Gaming. They have taken down the rest of the league, and they are the Vanquisher champions.
That's right. Congratulations to XG Dragon. They kept it strong. They held it together 3-2. Another banger 5-game series. Huge for them. I can't believe it. That game was a roller coaster. It felt like I was just in a tunnel. There were just things happening non-stop. I mean, what could be better than that?
Yeah, that's just like, and I'm sad we didn't get to see the other XG games where they won. Because the previous game they also used the Lux and a Rel, and I was curious to see how that lane went. But oh my goodness, this team just like this is a comp that has such a high level of execution. Your team has to be on point to make this work. You have to position well. You have to space well. You have to make sure that you are keeping every possible option that Dorado has to get on you. The Wukong, the Azir, Shurima Shuffle, the Camille. Like, you have to stop all of that, and they did it. And then a 4v5.
Yeah, it was an insane series of events, but exactly like you said, pushing through that 4v5, managing to get it done. They knew the resources were expended, and that was their time to strike. And XG, they take it all off the back of that one fight. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. We hope you all enjoyed this. What a season this has been for Vanquisher. Hopes high, 3 5-game series to end the entire season. It's just been crazy. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more. I think we got something else going on tomorrow too. So there will be some more League of Legends action. That's going to be, are you still on tomorrow, Raptor?
It's depending on how on work stuff, but
We'll see.
hopefully minimum I'll be color.
All right, well, hype them up. What do we got for tomorrow?
We have, oh gosh, I can't. I'm spacing right now on who made it all the way to the final.
That's okay.
I'll have to get back to you on that one. But we do have one more final in the Challenger League.
Yeah, so tune into that tomorrow.
Conquerors League. Sorry.
Conquer League. Okay, tune into that tomorrow. We hope you all have enjoyed this. This has been Vanquisher League for the season. And we will see you guys next time.
I don't know why I want to keep calling it Challenger.
was wrong to say I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause in the story of our lives, the best of times through color glass, time rolls on enough to let me move on past, but every little now and then it creeps on back to shade my smile. I was wrong to say I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause in the story of our lives, the best of times through color glass, time rolls on enough to let me move on past, but every little now and then it creeps on back to shade my smile. Some days there's no one else who loves me like you used to. Some days I'm not myself, there's no one I can turn to. And I know all the feelings that we shared are in the past. And I know your relationships are never meant to last. It might take some time, but I'll be alright. I'm moving on, moving on. I know times are tough, but I've had enough. I'm moving on, I'm moving on. Moving on, moving on. I know times are tough, but I've had enough. I'm moving on, I'm moving on. Some days there's no one else who loves me like you used to. Some days I'm not myself, there's no one I can turn to. And I know all the feelings that we shared are in the past. And I know your relationships are never meant to last.
It might take some time, but I'll be alright. I'm moving on. I'm moving on. I know times are tough, but I've had enough. I'm moving on. I'm moving on. I know times are tough, but I've had enough. I'm moving on. I'm moving on. I'm moving on.
Talking to myself and I can't focus. Yeah, I'm broken. The door is closing. Wanna be a part of something more than this. I've lost control of it. Oh, seeing the stars reminds me of you. Oh, oh, oh. You left me with scars, but I know that one day you'll see it through. You see it through. You see it through. Eh. You see it through. You see it through. We gonna live forever, forever. The afterlife. We gonna live forever, forever. The afterlife. Talking to myself and I can't focus. Yeah, I'm broken. The door is closing. Wanna be a part of something more than this. I've lost control of it. Oh, seeing the stars reminds me of you. Oh, oh, oh. You left me with scars, but I know that one day you'll see it through. You see it through. You see it through. Eh. You see it through. You see it through. We gonna live forever, forever. The afterlife. We gonna live forever, forever. The afterlife.
A pair of jeans, a shirt or two. We didn't pack as if we weren't going back. It doesn't matter if it's true. I've got a feeling love will give us what we lack. The world is waiting up. The world is waiting half a step beyond our door. And if it's not enough, I wanna see the stuff the world is has got in store. I wanna take it all in, I'm falling